Yeah, fuck. That's gonna.
Charlotte Motor Speedway, they're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 350A Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars.
And we are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for Monday Night Madness. I am Shaggy Zach Chapman here with Brandon Dittmer tonight, and well, it is with a heavy heart we're here tonight. Our good friend and my broadcasting partner Marty Sakala lost his father this morning, Jim, and our hearts go out to you, Marty. You know, if you absolutely need anything from any one of us here, you've made a lot of lifelong friends in this league, and we are definitely here for you. As I know it's got to be tough here. Brandon, you got anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's always rough whenever you lose your father. Doesn't matter what age you are, how far along in life you are. It's just never a fun event. I lost mine about 6 years ago, so I know exactly how it feels. And I'm always here for you, Marty. We all are, so please don't hesitate, man.
Well, and you know it's tough after something like this to get the show on the road, but I know we're gonna see a lot of paint jobs out here tonight to honor here the Sakala family. A lot of guys running Marty's paint job right now. Isaac Salas included, that 48 RSN thing, and you know, I mean, nothing we can do to totally numb the pain here, but anything we can do to try to make you feel a little bit better, Marty, we're going to try to do here tonight. Is still got a little bit of time here, probably 5 or so minutes, maybe wait till a little after 7 to fill the room up a little bit, but Brandon, tires in here at Kokomo, so what do you think's going to happen here tonight? Are we going to get a bottom line here with open setups?
I think the bottom line is going to be here early. It's about how I'm running, about 2/10 faster than topside. But me personally, I don't know my gearing with these 358s, so I'm just kind of going at it as is. But these other guys, they know their gearing. If they're and they can gear these things to absolute perfection, especially Isaac and Dean and Anthony Morano, those boys. Like, it's going to be fun to watch and see what kind of lines they can come up with.
Yeah, watching Anthony currently, let's see, what was that last lap time for Anthony? A 13.14. So right now Trevor Giroux, 1/10 of a second quicker than him. Harold Klump as well. They're both running 13.03s, 13.04. So. And they're running the line Brandon talked about right along the bottom. So it seems like right now there is that grip there, but for how long? We see it really starting to slicken up there on the entry to turn 3. But man, oh man, it is going to be a good one here. Is not a lot going on. I'm going to try to see if, while I'm blabbering on here, Brandon, I'm going to bring up the point standings because I don't remember what that looks like. I'm going to scroll down here. Right now, Isaac Salas, he is the points leader. Should have guessed here. 2 races in, 1 win. Finished in the top 10 in both races. Only 4 people to do that so far. Trevor Giroux in 2nd, Dean Reynolds in 3rd, and Michael Vitale in 4th. So,
speaking of Mr. Dean Reynolds.
Hi. This is open set. Duh. Hold on.
what's up, Dino?
What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing as well as we can on this night.
Yeah, definitely. Man, I just can't help but think about Marty, man. Been thinking about that since it's just a tough deal. I can't imagine what he's going through. And Brandon said he's gone through similar things, and I'm sure if Marty needs any help, Brandon, you're probably the man here we want to reach out to.
This maybe.
Yeah, and hopefully he gets to watch a little bit and have some enjoyment and see his car going around the racetrack a few times, because I'm following him right now.
Yeah, and well, hopefully he gets a good finish, man. We've had a lot of good finishes here in the Monday night showings, especially in the sprint cars. So, Dino, you've been a part of some of those finishes, finishing in the top 5.
I tell you, I won the matinee today, and I'm like, I went to my FTM Discord. I said, seems like the only car I can win in these days. I get a lot of seconds with the modifieds, but we'll give it a shot. But yeah, hopefully hopefully at least one of Marty's cars gets on the podium, and I'm looking at the drivers that are running them, and I think it's going to be a pretty good chance.
Yeah, definitely should be a good night out here. There's a lot of drivers here. We got 23 guys I see so far on SDK, so no B main necessary yet, but who knows? Might get a couple late comers here. We don't have a Patrick Spangler yet. I don't believe. Oh wait, no, there's Jeff Barker. So Patrick Spangler could show. That wouldn't surprise me. Scott Ram, he's moving up here to the top shelf, and I'm gonna mute my desktop audio. Nobody hears you guys right now. They just hear me talking. Dean, Brandon, I'm sorry. I did a little racing here this weekend, and I turned on the driver's chat, and I forgot to turn it off, so I didn't want them to hear what Jeff's saying. Well, that could have went really bad. I'm glad everyone just heard was Jeff's voice this evening, because man, we know sometimes it can get rough. So I am really, really glad I caught myself that way. Well, Dino, Brandon, are you guys on the track right now? Who can give me some insight? I see a lot of guys moving up to the top. Is the top picking up here?
Yeah, I'm on it right now, and luckily, I just got off my conference call there, so I'm getting a few laps. But it looks like the majority of the guys are running the top because the top's already got a slick groove in it. So now it looks like the bottom might be fast. Yeah, Michael Vitale's walking away from it as I'm running the top, and he's running the middle, and I can't even keep up. So I got a feeling this track's going to change throughout the night.
Yeah, this is, I really love, some tracks I'm not a big fan of when they put the tires out here. I really like when they keep them in. It opens up the track. I feel like when the tires are out, it kind of limits what you can do. But
yes, I'm glad the tires are in. Yep.
Yeah, these and especially open setups. I mean, this is crazy. You'll be able to gear it to the top, or if you're that 32, you can gear it to run the bottom, like we know he's gonna do.
Well, it just advanced.
All right, we heard it from Dino there. We're getting ready to roll into qualifying. We'll get Dino's face off the screen there, and we'll pay attention to the bottom of the screen. You know the deal. Green is your personal best sector. Yellow, you don't want that. That means you're slow. You need to speed up. And, well, purple, that's what you're going for here. Quickest sector out of everyone is... Let's see who pulls out on the track first. Right now it's looking like the 7 of Bob DeGood. Bob DeGood rolls through 3 and 4. He's going to take the bottom here to the opening lap. A lot of guys will swing in on the top shelf here for their first lap, really try to pick up speed and not go as slow to the starting line here, but Bob going to keep it on the bottom through 3 and 4 right now. Should be the first guy done here as we start seeing laps come in, but right now Harold Klump in the 2 at the top of the charts here. Harold Klump in the middle of 3 and 4. Does he improve on the second lap? You see on the bottom? No, he doesn't, but Bob DeGood picked up a little bit here. Only to P9, though, really struggled in Sector 2. Dan McLaren jumps to P2 on the charts. Isaac Salas, 4th.
Ooh, I missed the invert.
See here, Bud Molyneux coming around for lap number 2. Does his look like green? He's going to improve, but how much? Not enough. Going to stay 19th. Let's roll around with Brandon Dittmer here as he just completed lap number 1. Right now, he's 17th. He rolls the bottom in 3 and 4. Doesn't get too sideways on him. Improves in his second sector, but all in all, Spider Monkey, you probably would have liked a little more out of that thing.
I can't drive these things worth crap anyway, so it doesn't make much difference to me.
Evidently, I could just drive a sprint car now. My God, look at my time. Jeez.
Yeah, and, really here we saw it. Every driver that I went to, guys, for real. I mean, you could go back and look at it. Everyone ran a different line, so it's kind of throw a dart at the wall here and see what you got here as we get ready for Heat race number 1, sponsored by Gambler Motorsports. Starting on the pole, the 213 of Michael Vitale. Into his outside, the 007 James Bond Samuel Bachman. Inside of row number 2, Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Into his outside in the 2, Harold Klump. The 118 of Logan Wentz rolls off on the inside of row number 3. Into his outside, his FTM teammate in the 639, Dylan Kinsey. Rounding out the field in row number 4, the 513, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. And to his outside in the 072, Ludwig Buisson. Man, that one's tough. I'm not going to get that right all night.
Michael's got to do EOL, so that's going to put Kurt on the front row with Sam.
Oh, Superman. Yeah, that cape, he likes to be on the high side, but let's see what he can do here on the restart.
Tell you what, boys, this might be the longest laundry list of penalties that I've seen in a long time.
They review Monday nights, and I guess they're cramping down. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't been on it, so I'm kind of proud of myself.
Oh, Dean, you just jinxed yourself.
You know.
Well, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're underway in heat race number 1 at Kokomo Speedway. Superman Kurt Schatzer leads us to the green flag. Samuel Bachman gets in the outside wall.
Yeah,
he's going to go from 2nd to 4th. Can he let it eat here? Can he get those spots back?
Oh, one around.
Oh,
Harold got into Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Barker got turned around by Harold Klump, and, well, he finds himself at the back of the field. But Logan Wentz here, he's going to work on his teammate there in the 007.
Bachman's trying to get something going up there on the top side, but I don't think he's just doesn't have the momentum yet. Logan Wentz just has something figured out on the bottom to keep him at bay.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, is there something, is it track conditions that he can't get it going, or is there something that you think he can go in and tweak the gear a little bit?
I think it could be a little bit of both, actually. I think the inside and the fluff there still has a lot of bite, but I think you're going to see the top come back because that inside's going to start slowing down as more guys use it.
Yes, Kurt Schatzer, man, he is really setting the pace out here. Got over a second lead here on the rest of the field as we watch him fan out through turns 1 and 2. Samuel Bachman, though, he's getting a big run coming down the backstretch. He's not giving up on that top shelf.
I believe the last time we ran Kokomo with the 358s and or big blocks, I think Kurt was the winner.
It's looking good for the 218 as the flagman's got the white in the air here one more time around for Superman. His score's still not settled yet here for P2, maybe even P3 is the 072. Where did he come from? 3 wide.
He's just diving it on in there. That's how he got by Dylan there that couple laps ago.
Oh, and Samuel
Fortunately,
Bachman
nothing else.
stole it back at the line there. Wow. Superman with the win. Samuel Bachman P2, Logan Wentz P3, and
By
Ludwig
300ths of a
Buisson
second.
there P4. Yeah, that was super close. That was, I think, and that's kind of where if you got to go down and you got to thank that 072 because if he doesn't go in and run that line into 3 and 4, I think he holds on to P2. So teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. But heat race number 2. Sponsored by Regency Home Inspections is about to get underway. Here's the starting grid on the pole. 100 grand, Joseph Grandy in the 518. Into his outside in the 444, Scott Rayom. Slide job, Isaac Salas on the inside of row number 2. Into his outside, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. Inside of row number 3, the 122 of Brian Dickens. Into his outside in the 075, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Rounding out the field in row number 4, the 171 of Jake Henry. Into his outside, the 015 of Eddie Brissett.
Well, we got 2 Marty mobiles in the field.
Yeah, this makes it easy on me here, but it says a lot about your guys' character here. It's a nice thing that everybody's willing to go out and do that, and at the end of the day here, that's really all that matters. We'll have to see who wins the battle of the Marty Mobile here as the green flag is about to come underway in heat race number 2. Let's go play in the clay at Kokomo Speedway.
Oh,
Isaac went down there and made friends with the tire here in 1 and 2. He almost did it 3 and 4. Gets into Joseph Grady.
he
4
almost
wide.
made friends the hard way.
Oh man, they're 4 wide here as we have the perfect view of that. I can't believe they come out unscathed, but the Battle of the Marty Mobiles is on. Trevor Giroux on the bottom here. Isaac Salas stuck in the middle. Or no, excuse me, I have that opposite. Isaac on the bottom, Trevor in the wall. How did Isaac just go back to first? Oh my God, here he goes. Joseph Grandy fights back on the high side. He's bouncing around. Scott Rayome around in the 444.
This field is so tough that you have to take every ounce you can get and every hole you can find, because look at the stack field.
Yeah, Anthony Morano and Joseph Grandy make contact here as they enter turn one. Man, they are turning it up here. Joseph goes down to pinch him a little bit. That opens up the top shelf for Isaac. 3-car battle. Who you got? 3 to go.
Well, it's Anthony's where he likes to be, down on the bottom. Isaac's like where he wants to be, and Joseph is where they eat.
You're exactly right. He is where they ate, because I got to be honest, I don't think anybody wants to be there right now, but he is making it work, and he's getting a shove there from that 5.
Dickens has got the best seat in the house, man. He's just waiting for something to happen.
White flag in the air, final time around here as Isaac gets in the outside wall. That may doom him. Who's going to win this race? Joseph goes down, shuts the door here. Isaac's going to get a run off the top shelf, but Joseph Grandy wins heat race number 2.
What a race.
Man,
yeah, for real. No kidding. Like, with 3 to go, that could have went either way. You throw them in that same spot, you hit the rewind button, I bet you it doesn't finish the exact same way. That's unbelievable.
Brandon, you're in this one too?
yes, I am.
Yep.
Here we go, doing this one by myself here, I guess. Have to throw these guys on
Oh, we
mute
got-
after we start the grid
We got
here.
3 Marty Mobiles in this one.
Oh, there you go.
Starting on the pole is the 7 of Bob the Good, into his outside in the 56, Randy Shreves. Inside of row number 2 in the 66, Curtis Roberts. Into his outside, Soupy Dan McLaren. Inside of row number 3, Dean Reynolds. Into his outside in the 83, Brandon Dittmer. Rounding out the field in the 883, Bud Molyneux. As good luck, guys. Got any last words here?
Nope.
Good luck, my friend. May a Marty Mobile win. I don't know which one, but may him one win.
Amen. As we throw those guys on mute and we get ready to take the green, or no, they're going to give me one more lap. I actually appreciate that. I don't think they did that any other time, but they didn't do it on purpose. Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't go unnoticed. I appreciate it. We mess around with some cameras here as the 7 of Bob the Good looks to bring us to the green flag for the final heat race, sponsored by Mauer Farm Management, and the 7 of Bob the Good with a great jump. Randy Shreves with a good run on the top shelf, though. That 56 looking for more. Here's Dan McLaren in the first Marty Mobile. We got contact in the back, 883 of Bud Molyneux. Bob the Good fights back. Who is that on the top shelf? The Spider Monkey climbing his way through the field. Started 6th. At the moment is in 3rd. Who is he going to get it at the line? 4th at the line. But that 83 car is coming as Dan McLaren tries to work his way around Bob the Good. They make a little contact there as he's got to get on the binders, or he was going to get in that inside tire. The 7 of Bob the Good giving the 88 no room right now, but Soupy able to get it done. Dino trying to make back up some time after that early contact, but he's got Curtis Roberts in the 66 peeking to his inside, so can't really run his own race right now, but Dan McLaren is doing that and then some here as he's running down the 56 3 more times around at Kokomo, and I think we're going to have a battle in our hands here in the coming laps. Dan McLaren here is going to swing it in. They're side by side, but a bigger run for the 56. And looky who, the Spider Monkey coming up there on the top shelf. He wants P2 a little loose in 1 and 2. And meanwhile, Dan McLaren hooks up on the bottom. White flag in the air. Final time around. Dan McLaren trying to make it work. They're side by side. Can he throw a slide job here? That's what he's going to do, and he's going to park it on the 56. And Dan McLaren's going to take this one, and he did it just how he had to. beats the 56 of Randy Shreves. Brandon Dittmer third, and Dino rounds out the top 4 here as we will go ahead and unmute these guys here. But I actually think we're going to go to warm-ups here. So we're going to take a quick commercial break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we will be right back after this. We are back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Got Dino and Brandon up here with me for another 30 seconds. Boys, how's the track feeling?
Track feels great and looks great. Dino don't feel great and look great, though.
Yeah, right now, I mean...
But I do think it's going to be racy, does that?
Yeah, but...
To do my job and actually answer the question?
Yeah, I think, you did your job earlier without even knowing it, too. You called out Kurt Schatzer about, being fast here.
Yeah,
Kokomo.
yeah.
Look at the top of the charts right now, the 218, man. He's got the cape on tonight.
Yeah, I want to believe that when last time we were here in the modified, he was the winner.
We are going to get ready here for 30-lap feature event here at Kokomo Speedway as the drivers get out onto the track. The starting order is going to look a little something like this. Starting on the pole, the 218 of Kurt Schatzer into his outside, 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Soupy Dim McLaren on the inside of row number 2 into his outside, James Bond, Samuel Bachman. Slide job, Isaac Salas rolls off on the inside of row number 3 into his outside, Randy Shreves. Inside of row number 4, Logan Wentz in the 118 into his outside, his teammate, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, rolls off on the inside of row number 5 into his outside in the 072, Ludwig Wesson. Inside of row number 6, Brian Dickens into his outside, Dean Reynolds. Inside of row number 7, the 639 of Dylan Kinsey into his outside, the 171 of Jake Henry. Bob DeGood rolls off 15th inside of row number 8 into his outside, Michael Vitale. Eddie Brissett rolls off on the inside of row number 8 into his outside, Curtis Roberts. Harold Klump on the inside of row number 10 into his outside, Scott Rayone. Bud Molyneux rolling off B21 into his outside, the Brewerton Beast. Rounding out the field, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Real quick, before I mute you guys, Let's hear the picks.
I'm gonna go with Salsa because he's in the Marty Mobile.
All right, so Dino going with Isaac. Who you got, Brandon?
You know, I know Dino's starting 12th. I'm gonna go Dino. He gonna get up there.
All righty. Well, Dino, if you had a smart remark there, I already had you muted. I apologize, but you heard the picks there. I'm gonna take Kurt Schatzer, low-hanging fruit there on the front row, sitting on the pole. Green flag is out. Who you got? 30 laps here at Kokomo. Let's go play in the clay. The 218 with a great start, and right behind him, Dan McLaren, who is that? That was Isaac Salas trying to create some pressure there on the bottom. Dan McLaren trying to get up there and flirt with the lead here. The 218 of Kurt Schatzer up front. Man, all these Marty paint jobs, they are killing me here tonight, but as long as the boys are out here having fun. Logan Wentz in the 118 trying to send it in on the bottom, but he can go nowhere as he's got Isaac Salas in front of him. Is Dan McLaren able to work around the 5 of Isaac Salas? He moves up into P2. The 007 of Samuel Bachman, he's trying to mount a charge on that top shelf. Choo-choo, look at the steam chugging out of that 007. The top shelf may be where you want to be through 3 and 4. Not so much. 1 and 2 is there. 4 wide. 100 grand in the wall. Oh, man. 100 grand. He's had a rough start here. Down 5 spots early. Has to try to mount a charge here as we go a little bit further back. Let's go up to Dino here. Dino's in 16th right now, trying to make some spots back. He's on the outside. You see some points right now. 3 wide for Dino. Just not a lot of grip there in the top of 1 and 2. Doing a good job of making it work. Here is where he makes some speed up. It's a good run off of 4, and you see pulls to the outside. Back up front, you haven't really missed much. Kurt Schatzer still holding it down. Logan Wentz trying to go to work. Here's the caution is out here. Jeff Parker, the Brewerton Beast. Let's go take a look. You see the 513 down there on the bottom. He's going to send it in here. Now he's got to get on the binders, I believe, or he was going to get into that car in front of him, gets into the inside tire, and goes around the Brewerton Beast here. Tough break for the 513. And this man, though, out front holding it down. Kurt Schatzer in that 218. He'd be the first to tell you, these maybe aren't his favorite car, not his best car, but Kurt Schatzer, man, he is something when he comes to Kokomo, as Dean Reynolds touched on earlier. It's some guys just like certain tracks. I like to think that I'm decent at Lincoln. No matter what it is, it's just a weird configuration. Not everybody can do it, and Kokomo's here is another weird one, and that 218, man, he's got it figured out. His pace car is off. As we roll through 3 and 4, Kurt Schatzer will bring us back to the green flag as he gets a great jump in that 218. Oh, contact there for second. Logan Wentz gets into him, and Logan Wentz stuck down there on the inside. What did happen is Logan Wentz, he fell the whole way to the back. Looks like a caution did come out. Took a while, but I believe it is going to be here for Logan Wentz. We're going to stay up top here. You see, I mean, they're three wide. Logan maybe doesn't know that. Gets into him. Goes into the inside tire. Has to sit there as he pulls up on the track just enough to make track officials mad there, and the caution comes out. But the 118 of Logan Wentz gonna have to head down pit road and repair some damage here. If not, maybe calling it a night. Long way to go, though, so if you're the 118, you don't want to call it a night just yet, as he is back out there. That's good. Lights are off on the pace car. It's the Steve King Foundation pace car. Pulls off. Kurt Schatzer will look to bring us back to the green flag as we're going to stay in this cam right here. Let's watch them as they come to the line. Kurt Schatzer with an excellent jump, but look at you. Cue the salsa music. Slide job coming to the top, and he's doing it a different way. Just chug-a-lug out there, letting it flow. He got a big run on that restart, and he had P2 at the line. So if a caution comes out, slide job right now on P2. Man, too close to call there. I couldn't tell who got that, if it was Samuel Bachman at the line or not. But it looks like slide job here. Big run. Should have it at the line, and he's got P2. He's looking for more here. Slide job on the 218, but he leaves a little bit open. Isaac blinks. He's back. Slider on the 218. He says, hello, Kurt. I'm back. Kurt gonna throw a slider on him here. His Isaac's gonna go back downstairs into 3 and 4. Isaac's got the move done here. He's got it at the line. Kurt Schatzer looking to send it in into 1 and 2. Not enough room for a slider, and now he left the door open for the Ant-Man. Anthony Morano up to P2. He's using the top shelf. They're 3 wide for 4th. Ludwig Buisson there in that green machine. Got her up to 4th right now, but car around. Dean Reynolds. Caution is out. We see a couple cars involved here. I believe it maybe started with Jake Henry. Let's see here. So there's contact up in front of him. Oh, that was Dean Reynolds possibly getting maybe a little help there. Let's see here. Let's go back. Let's look at it. Oh, car gets sideways in front of Dino. Nothing Dean can do. And man, every time it looks like he's going to have it gathered up, he gets ran over from behind. Tough break for the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Able to use the quick repair and get back out there, though. So not over just yet here, but maybe mad at Brandon Dittmer here for the bad luck here, the broadcaster pick. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go single file here on this restart. 5 of Isaac Salas brings us to the green flag as we roll through 3 and 4. Green flag in the air, green flag flying. We're back racing. You see single file how spread out the field is. I'm going to leave it here. So last car, there is Isaac. I mean, you see, there's a straightaway gap. That is it. I mean, Kokomo, a small racetrack, these single-file restarts kind of doom you here. Is let's see if Kurt Schatzer can go back to work here, try to get that middle step of the podium back. But Samuel Bachman here in the 007 trying to fight off that 072 in the white machine of Ludwig Buisson. I thought Ludwig had moved up to 4th there. That's why I had credited him with that, but right before the caution, I guess going back to the previous lap, the 007 of Samuel Bachman had held him off. So Samuel said, Shaggy, don't give up on me yet. Here is trying to get enough of a run here to look to the outside of that 218. Right now, Salsa, slide job Isaac Salas, man. He's got it down out front. 8 more times around here. Count them, 16 turns, make it 15 for slide job. Kurt Schatzer here, he's feeling the heat now below him. Is the 007 James Bond trying to make it work anywhere he can. Couldn't make it work. Decides I got to go back up in line. I got to try to get a run here. He doesn't want to leave the door open too long for Ludwig, but man, oh man, Trevor Giroux, the Philly Flyer, started dead last here tonight, up to 6th. The Philly Flyer up 17 spots. Who would have counted this man as in for a possible top 5 here this evening? 5 more laps around. He's got a chance to do it. You know, he goes into this feature thinking, man, I'm going to have to use a drop week. I ran like heck, and here he goes. The Philly Flyer turns that thing right around, and he's got himself in a battle as the 072's got himself in a battle. Slide job on the 007 is, caution is out. Here with 4 to go at Kokomo Speedway, Eddie Brissett. Eddie Brissett in that 015. Let's take a peek here. Let's see what happens. We're going to go to the outside here. Just going to get into that tire a little bit. Float up, and not too sure. I believe that was maybe Harold Klump. Not Harold Klump. Jake Henry, excuse me, in the 171, but Harold Klump collected as well. But all in all, shake it off. No big deal here, but I'll tell you, a big deal for that 075 of Trevor Giroux. I talked about a possible top 5. This really gives him a chance to go all in and go for it here this evening. Caution late. Maybe wasn't going to catch that 072 in the 007. I mean, they were battling a little bit, but this gives the Philly Flyer a chance to strike here as Isaac Salas watches the pace car pull into pit road, and well, you know what that means. That means we're going green coming out of 4 here, as we're going to have 3 to go here for the 358s in Monday Night Madness. We're back underway right away. Anthony Morano looks downstairs, going to try to see if he can't pull off a big move. The 007 of Samuel Bachman, as well as the 072 and the 218, go up to that top shelf 2 more times around. Anthony Morano trying to see if he can make any final move here, but you gotta think the time is almost run out of the hourglass here. White flag in the air, final time around. The 072, a big slider for 4th as they battle on, but we're gonna stay up front. Isaac Salas through 3 and 4, gonna take the checkers. And Anthony Morano just holds off P2 at the line. Superman P3, Samuel Bachman 4th. Ludwig Buisson rounds out the top 5 in the Philly Flyer. He got up to 6th. Your hard charger up 17 spots. Just couldn't chisel his way into that top 5. But man, oh man, the 5 car. You see the 48 representing his friend's ride there. He gets it done. We got some more 48s parking in the background. Look at that sight. My, oh my. Great race here. What a way to open up Monday Night Madness. As I am going to unmute these guys here, so behave yourselves, fellas. Man, you know, maybe not the way you guys wanted the race to go, but oh my gosh, how'd it look from in the car? 4 wide, 3 wide, almost everywhere you look.
The track was good. I just got caught up in some Kokomo stuff. I mean, when you're 3 wide and everything else, and you know you're low, middle, high, it was just some things that happened. That's okay. It got back up to 15th, but you know what though? Marty Mobile won, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, that is what
all that matters.
Definitely all of us were going for, that's for sure. And it's good to see that thing on the top step, but let's go ahead. Who did there we go. We got Kurt Schatzer up here. We can bring Kurt up. Hey Kurt, Shaggy, Dean, and the Spider Monkey up here, man. What's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Well, pretty good, man. You can blame me here tonight. I picked you to win, so I apologize, Kurt.
Oh no, man. Makes me feel good. Somebody's rooting for me out there.
Hey,
Kurt, you've won here before, right? Because I was talking about Kokomo here, and when you won that heat going away, you go, you know what? I think the last time either the big blocks or 358s were here, I think you won. Am I right?
I think I might have. Yeah, I have a pretty good line that I like. It kind of scares me a little bit in 1 and 2 how you have to run so close to the wall and when the cushion gets thin. But I managed to find a line through 3 and 4 through the middle, but I had way too much gear in the feature there. I was committed. I couldn't run up against the wall in 3 and 4 like them other guys could, so I had to kind of play with the cards dealt me.
Well, Kurt, at the end of the day, with the drivers that we had show up tonight, man, a podium, you got to feel good about it. And
Oh
you know,
yeah, absolutely, man. It's definitely a tough field here. It comes out here and races with the mods and coast to coast. So anytime I get to run up front here, I'm a little rusty with the interviews. It's been a while since I've been up here. It feels like, so I'm happy with it.
well, hey, Kurt, we're looking forward to a lot more of these this year. Congratulations on the big P3. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I gotta thank Jay Dirt Track Bank, everything they do to support racers all around the country. Gotta thank the team, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton, Brian Dickens, and Joe Halter. My son Mason sitting here behind me watching. My wife Brianna upstairs, and Roger Preston giving us a place to race. You guys doing the broadcast, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Marty and everything that's going on with his situation. And yeah,
Yeah, amen. Means a lot for you to say that, Kurt, after running such a tough race here. But congratulations and good luck here in the sprint cars later.
thank you guys.
That's third place, Kurt Schatz. So now we're going to bring up Dino's teammate here, Anthony Morano in the 32. Anthony, well, you seemed committed to that bottom tonight. Was it your gear? Did you have to stay away from the top there?
Just felt a little bit better in the middle, especially in like 1 and 2 or early. It was that behind. I saw him go down. Randy Shreves, he went down there and pulled away from me. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's this? And went down there and it hooked up pretty good. And was, all right, so ran a few laps there and then tried the bottom just to try to find something a different way because you can't pass a guy if you're in the same line as he is. So had to try something, but didn't really work out too good. Maybe if I was a little more patient there, I could have got away with it. But take second and move on to Thursday night.
Yeah, do you have I mean, you've been running pretty good in the sprint cars too. You and Dino have been in the same boat here. Any thoughts of unloading the sprint car here later?
I'm gonna go try to hit the opener up. I was trying last week, and with USA being USA and taking 10 hours, it didn't quite make it there.
It was a 10. It was 9 3/4. Come on,
Oh,
Tony.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, Anthony,
Just
one
too
quick
long.
question: if the tires were out, how would it have changed this dynamic of this race? You think?
I don't think there would have been a bottom part of the track at all.
Yeah, that's
When the
Kinda-
tires are out, it eliminates the bottom of the track. It makes it
I was-
single.
kind of hoping you would say that.
This
Well-
track becomes
Slide or
stupidly
die.
single laned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a good format if you ask me to run that one.
No, yeah, I'm a fan of the tires in for sure. It lets you guys, especially with these open setups, really tweak around and discover things. And well, Anthony, you moved your way on up to P2. Hell of a job. Who you want to thank?
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Marty and his family. The boys over at FTM, we all send our condolences and we're thinking about him. And hopefully, him and his family will get through the tough time. I thank my wife Sherry, the boys over at FTM, Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Bowman Designs, Expert Installation, Castleberry Flagstone, MDI TV, GridPack.com. You guys heard in the broadcast and everyone here at Coast to Coast.
Well, hey, hell
Hey,
of a
Shaggy, when you
Yeah.
when you podium as often as he does, see how he does that sponsorship stuff? I can't do that.
No, me either, dude.
I'm smarter than you though. I have a list written down on my monitor so I can read it.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I was going to ask what you do because if we're giving a moment of honesty, I
That's
pause.
great.
I pause iRacing
I
on the
have a
side of
sticky
my
note.
car. I pause iRacing and look at the side of my car and read them off that way.
I actually have my car as a desktop too, just in case.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Well, hey, congratulations, Anthony.
Be
Man.
smart about it.
Looking forward to a
Thanks
lot
a lot,
more of
Shaggy.
these interviews, Anthony. You're a lot of fun, bud.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Good job, man.
Thanks. Tina.
P2 Anthony Morano as I kick him out while he's trying to thank his teammates. Sorry, Dean.
It's all right. I talk too much, anyways.
But now the man who able to slide his way, or no, excuse me, Isaac, you didn't have to slide your way up to the front here. I forgot you got it done on the top shelf here, man. Was Was that kind of a case of just go where everyone wasn't there at the end?
Well, I thought I was like super fast up top, and I kind of expected everyone else to notice that the top was fast, and the Red Sea parted, and I was just fortunate to be there, man. It was pretty cool.
Isaac has an amazing microphone now. Can we acknowledge that?
Yes, he does. He sounds like a
everyone in
man.
here
Where before
acknowledge
Hey,
that?
he sounded like somebody who lives in the North Dakota woods.
I had
So
to
I wish
double
I-
check that was you up here in the booth. I swear to God.
dude, honestly, I'll have to join the Booth Boys again because I got VR now, and so I'm talking on my VR, and it's completely different.
Oh, it's just like
You
Evan
sound
C.
lame.
Like his hero, Evan C.
I know. Oh yeah, that guy, him and Blake, man. Wow.
So, Isaac, sorry, Zach. I was
Oh,
just
go
want to say,
ahead.
did you think the key of the night was, as I'm looking where I got shot in the air about 400 feet, was the key of the night your heat? Because
I
that
believe
was a
so.
tough heat you were in.
And you know what's funny is I said the exact same. I was like, man, put me in the hard heat, okay. But no, I think that starting towards the front was definitely a key here. I think I started fifth, and man, the top eight I was disgusted with. I was like, man, anybody in the top eight right now could win. So track position was definitely helpful. And I think the other side of that was just kind of, being able to run the top when I wanted to run the top. There wasn't a whole lot of like get a really good run, and then the guy's like blind up in front of you. Get a really good run, the guy slides up in front of you. So it was I lucked out in a couple spots, but yeah, I definitely think you had to start pretty close to the front.
Yeah, let's be honest too. Brandon picking you, that was the inspiration you needed.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Once Dittmer chooses me,
I didn't.
like
I
have
didn't.
No, that was
choose him.
Dino. Don't give Dittmer the credit here.
Oh crap, that was
No,
okay.
the
Sorry.
the old guy over here with his hand in the air. That's the guy that picked Isaac.
That's
well,
right.
the boss. I
That's
would
right.
hope the boss would freaking pick me, man.
Yeah, because Brandon picked you and cursed you. That's right. Curse Brandon.
yeah, curse Brandon.
But hey, congratulations, Isaac, man. Big win here. You're gonna unload the sprint car here later tonight, right?
Yes, sir. I'm in here right now.
All right, man. Well, good luck in that show. But real quick, I know it's not an easy night here for a lot of us, but run through who you want to thank here real quick.
Yeah, let's start with the big one, like Venom Racing. I don't know if a whole lot of people know, but Marty is, a part of Venom Racing. He is a teammate. The man's one of my favorite people on this world, and just want him to know that we all love him a lot, and we're here for him. Like it's hard. It's gonna be hard for a while, and sad to say, some of us have been through it already. But yeah, man, like. Just thanks to all those guys. They've been super supportive of him, me, like everybody. It's a all around great group of guys. Thanks to Dean and the Super Dirt Car Series. Like he's just as much as the Venom Boys. Like he supports the crap out of all of us. So it's pretty awesome. With the opportunities and people that I've gotten to meet and see, and all this other stuff. So yeah, thanks to Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs. JRB Designs with that beautiful Kyle Larson indie scheme. Basically, that's what I started calling it. RSN Trackside with Marty. He came on, a couple seasons ago. Mission 22, top notch truck with my Gramps. You with Shaggy TV, man. We've been winning a bunch together already, so it's pretty awesome. Regency Home Inspections. Coast to coast for the league. Like you can see even just tonight how much community means here, and it's pretty awesome. Thanks to my mom and dad for watching, Grants for watching, a couple of my friends occasionally pop in. So thanks to you guys too, and then obviously the big one, thanks to Kelser as well. She puts up with my racing habits a little bit too much, I think.
Say hi to
what it
Megan
is
since
I'm
I
getting
didn't make the
invested.
podium either. Just say hi to her
Oh
too.
yeah, hi Megan. Yeah, hi Megan. I know that Dean couldn't win tonight, so I'm sorry to take that away from him.
Oh.
But yeah,
I'm sorry
yeah,
for
man,
jinxing him, Megan.
yeah. So, but yeah, guys, I'm glad to be up here, man. It means a lot. It really does.
Well, hey, congratulations, Isaac, man. Carry the momentum over here in this next one. Good luck, kid.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well done,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
We're going to kick him out of here. And with that, we're going to take a real quick break on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we'll be back more here with Monday Night Madness. So stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
And we are back here for part 2 of Monday Night Madness here at Kokomo Speedway. The Rebel Sprint Car Division, a smaller field right now, guys. Only 12 cars.
That might be Kokomo.
Yeah.
Because this is a tough track to run a sprint car.
Yeah, no, it really is. But,
yeah, I don't think that's anything wrong, anything with the league or nothing. That just might be Kokomo.
No, I think that's a case of where if you're willing to let it hang out, though, benefit to you tonight as we're looking at Brandon's lid. He's running the Marty Mobile tonight here.
Yes, he is. Yep.
Absolutely.
I just noticed it says the Spider Monkey by your name. I dig that. Never noticed you had that there before.
There's only one.
That is true, and it looks like there's only 1 or 2 seconds left here in warm-ups as I see that white flag, so we're going to advance over here into qualifying. And, well, you know, you almost got a 50-50 shot here, Dino, at making the Renegades race here tonight.
Well, I'm always going to make the Renegades race because I run Renegades.
No, I just mean anybody in the field is like an open-ended.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, which would be nice because we had a full field in Renegades. Yeah, and I'll stick around Shaggy to about halfway through the feature, and then I got to jump over and get some practice.
Amen. Here's practice makes perfect, and well, you've been pretty good in that wing. But right now we're watching the 83 rip the lip. He'll come in with the first time. He was purple there, but that 072 took that over real quick here as Ludwig Buisson here in the 072. He claims the top spot. He's running the bottom in 3 and 4. Gonna improve here. Gonna go even quicker here. A 10.967 for Ludwig. So he put the big boy pants on there. Out-qualified the rest of the field so far by a 1/10 of a second. Is Preston Cramner. He's parking it in victory lane here. He's doing it a little early. Maybe feels good about the setup, though. Brian Moore Jr. coming around here. He's slower his second time around. Dan McLaren improved. He moves up to P5. And everyone, just like that, is all done qualifying here at Kokomo Speedway.
Well, Ludovic ran several years ago, and I think he even ran coast to coast. And he was a top runner back then, and I wonder if he just got out of it for a couple of years because when he came back, he was running in the middle of the pack, and I go, that doesn't look like him. But now I notice after a couple of weeks, it seems like the rust is off, and he's doing what he's accustomed to doing, being up front.
Yeah, he hit the ground running back at it here. But how much time we have left? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, we had to be getting pretty close here as we get ready for Malcolm's Mills mill writing. Rebels Heat number 1, sponsored by Gambler Motorsports. And starting on the pole is going to be that 09 of Brian Moore Jr. into his outside in the 88, Dan McLaren. Inside of row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. And to his outside in the 072, Ludwig Buisson. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 3, we've got the 34 of Gary Taylor into his outside, the 70 of Mike Cramner. No Brian Moore Jr. yet. There we go. He just needed to hear me call him out. Brian Moore Jr. in the show, but Brandon, good luck to you, my man.
Thank you. And tell you what, Ludwig's gonna get a little gift, early Christmas present, as Dan McLaren has an EOL.
Oh, yeah, he is. Danny going to the back here, and got to think outside's where you want to be here. I would think here. I don't know. I guess we saw guys go both ways here in qualifying. What do you
The
think?
matinee was top. It was top.
Okay. Because we saw Ludwig, in his pole time, he ran bottom there. Interesting to see, but he's going to be forced up on the top shelf. And Brian, you know, I mean, with the way they invert qualifying, didn't have as good of a time, so he may have liked the top and now stuck on the bottom, but the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 is underway at Kokomo Speedway. Brian Moore Jr. leads us to the green flag. Through 1 and 2, Brian Moore Jr. with a good run. But looky who on the outside in the 072. Ludwig right to the top shelf and right to the top of the charts. Dan McLaren now in the 88, following him down the backstretch. He's going to that top shelf. Can he get to the outside of Brian Moore Jr.? Couldn't get it at the line, but big run off of 2. He's going to have him going into 3 and 4. Got him at the line that time, though it was close. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer here. He's got a big run now as he pulls to the outside of Brian Moore Jr. Man, he shot out of a cannon in the middle of 1 and 2. That 83 found a little something here. Is all over the back now of that 88. 3 more times around for the leader in the 072. Watching. Oh, Ludwig in the wall there in 3 and 4.
He's got to watch that because with the damage model, sometimes your front end will go, even with that little bit of contact.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, with the lead that he has here, white flag in the air, no reason to force the issue. You can see he's maybe toned off a little bit, tried to cool down as the 88s run him down a little bit. Final time through 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. LB in the 072 gets it done. Dan McLaren P2, Brandon Dittmer 3rd, and Brian Moore Jr. P4. What's the track like out there right now, Brandon?
Oh, top. Yeah, I don't know if that bottom's really going to come in at all today. That's got a lot of grip up there, and that bottom's just going to bog you down way too much.
It kind of looks very similar to what we had this afternoon, doesn't it, Brandon?
Yes, I would say so, yes.
Yeah. Blake Chapman's listening. He just said, well, challenge accepted to nobody running the bottom.
I'll let him go. I'll let him go down there.
As we get ready here for Regency Home Inspection Heat Race number 2, starting on the pole, Randy Shreves into his outside, Preston Cramner inside of row number 2, slide job Isaac Salas, and his outside, Brian Moore Sr. Rounding out the field in the 789, Cale Bixler, and his outside in the 888, Steve Maurer. Gonna roll around one more time here. Pace car, or excuse me, Steve King Foundation Pace truck. And this one, I could have swore it was a Pace car in the 358s. Got the other one out here.
It could have been, yep.
Pulls off in that 56 of Randy Shreves. Preston Cramner, they're awfully close going down the backstretches. They're ready to get this thing underway. The green flag's high, it's flying. Heat race number 2 underway.
Ooh, hang on.
Oh, Steve Maurer, yeah, right away. Tough break.
Brian Moore had a short
look at Isaac Salas, 3rd to 1st. They're trying to hook up in the basement. Now Preston Cramner going to go down there in 1 and 2.
Speaking about a guy getting back and getting some of the rust blown off, it's good to see Preston back into the fold and running a bunch of races. There goes Isaac disappearing.
Yeah, Isaac.
There he is.
Pulled the disappearing act earlier on Kurt Schatzer. Whoa! And now he reappeared almost on the outside of Randy Shreves here. Whoa, man!
Oh.
Everywhere Isaac goes, the door closes here as you could put the top 3 under a blanket. Halfway this time by.
Isaac catches a little bit of the wall there.
Yeah, I saw his wing disappear and reappear, so the man is just, I mean, he's disappearing and reappearing parts here. As you got to think the bottom, it looks like, starting to go away here. Preston Cramner starting to struggle.
I'm going to say at the very start, I think you can get that very bottom to work. Isaac was right there next to the tire and kind of made it work a little bit, but in the long run, I don't know how much that's going to work.
Isaac tries to throw it up there. Not enough room is Randy with a big run, but white flag in the air. Final time around. Who is going to get P2 as it looks like they touch each other? Oh, final time 2, 3, and 4. The lead is locked up, but who's going to get P2? It's Isaac Salas at the line. Randy Shreves wins, followed by Isaac Salas, Preston Cramner, and Brian Moore Sr. rounds out the top 4. Man, that was a heck of a heat race number 2 there.
I think this is going to be an exciting feature.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, hit you with a little warm-up video, and we'll be right back with tonight's Rebels feature. Stick around.
For another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we talked about it.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Shaggy Chapman up here with Dino for a little bit before he goes and has to put a little bit of time in. And Brandon Dittmer, you see the Spider Monkey's up here too. He's at the top of the speed chart. So, Brandon, man, you think you got what it takes here tonight?
Hopefully, just got to keep her off the wall, keep her nice and straight, and work my way up through this field and see what we can't do.
Well, you know, we're rooting for you up here, but we're going to read off this starting grid here. Starting on the pole is not correct. There we go. That is correct. The 072 of Ludwig Besson, and to his outside, Randy Shreves inside of row number 2, Soupy Dan McLaren, and his outside slide job, Isaac Salas. The Spider Monkey Brandon Dittmer rolls off on the inside of row number 3, and his outside, Preston Cramner. The Moores take up row number 4, Brian Moore Jr. on the inside, Brian Moore Sr. on the outside. Gary Taylor rolls off on the inside of row number 5, and his outside in the 789, Cale Mixler. Rounding out the field this evening, we've got Mike Cramner to the inside of row number 6, and to his outside, the 888 of Steve Maurer. All right, Brandon. Right now, we're starting in that transfer spot. You got to keep it there. Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
So we'll throw the mute on Brandon, keep him out of trouble. You know who you got here?
I think, because I know Brandon wants to secretly pick Isaac, so I'll let him do that even though he's muted. I'm going to go Randy Shreves.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Brandon. I think Brandon's gonna win this thing.
If Brandon stays on all fours, he's got a real good chance. Because he is fast here.
The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. We're underway. 30 laps here at Kokomo Speedway. And Brandon Dittmer, man, he's watching 3 wide in front of him here as Randy Shreves goes up there. Still 3 wide contact. Oh,
Damn it,
there they go.
Hang on.
Dittmer in it hard. Oh,
Land on your
Dittmer
feet.
in
There you
it
go.
hard.
There you go. Get your quick repairs. Only 12 cars out here. That's the only good thing about that happening in lap 28.
Yep, able to he's still got some steering, not going to lose a lap here. And, well, we saw it, that started on the front stretch here, Dino. Between,
there's so much speed on this track, and these cars are so jumpy, as you know, Zach. It's just, it's just racing deal. No one's doing anything bad. It's just the way it is at Kokomo.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're in the aerial cam. At one point, they were literally 5 wide here. Randy Shreves just floats up a little bit on exit, gets into the 072, and, well, the Spider Monkey there, nowhere to go. He took the hardest hit of all. We're going to have to go on board here with Brandon. As I choke on saliva. As you see, Brandon, he's got 4 Marty. Well, gonna have to do it. Gonna have to work a little harder here. He's gonna have to drive his way up through the field, but not a big field tonight. And you know, if anybody can do it,
yeah,
at 83, he's got the talent to do it here. As we're back underway, Dan McLaren feeling the heat from Isaac Salas down below. For long,
interesting that McLaren's taking the bottom.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, because Isaac just realized, hey, I don't want to be down there. But now we're seeing that 07 of Preston Cramner. We saw him mess around in the basement earlier. He's making it work now. He didn't have much success there towards the end of the heat, but maybe a little gear change, a little wing change here. He's found something.
Yeah, I think the bottom does have a lot of tack there, but if 3/4 of the field's going to run there, watch that top come back in.
Yeah, no kidding here. Is Isaac still trying to pound that wall down here? Reminds me of Anthony Macri here, the concrete kid, just bouncing that right rear off the wall, really trying to let that thing sing here as Dan McLaren approaches lap traffic, the 70 of Mike Cramner.
Oh! Isaac and Preston got together on the first straightaway.
Oh, it looks like they both live on, but here the Moores, now they find themselves, they went up in this dance, and Brandon Dittmer, he's climbed his way up to 8th, but not moving up as quick here as he'd like. He's trying to get around the outside of the 34 as we look up the battle for P2. Brian Moore Jr., he takes it over, and man, that Blake Chapman line, people found it here, and it's coming in.
Both Moores are really making that bottom work well. But I tell you, they've gotten really fast here in the last month. I've seen a lot of yellow in front of me lately.
Yeah, and we've seen them carry it over into the Renegades even, so
yes.
It's not like it's just running out here against lesser competition. Those are 2 guys who in their own right. We'll probably finish in the top 5 and move up, so I don't expect to see their talent down here at the end of next season. Isaac Salas not giving up on that high side as he disappears a little bit. We're going to see how long. There we go. It just came back to him. We didn't ever change that camera. That's how long he blinked out. It seems to happen once or twice a race. Settles down, and the 5, he wants that final podium spot. And Brandon Dittmer, well, he's climbed up to 6th, able to get around the 072 here as the 072. Not too sure if that right front, man, he is snug. I wonder if he's beat down the wall a little bit, has some damage. He's not agreeing with him anymore. Isaac Salas here had P3 for a second as they go down the backstretch.
Yeah, I think Brandon and Isaac really want a yellow right now because I think the outside's starting to be as even now. But with Dan and Junior there so far ahead, Isaac's not going to have enough laps to go get him.
Yeah, you know, Dan.
They got lap cars in front of him.
That's exactly right. We're watching this brew right now here, Dino, as Dan is getting a handful.
Hang on.
And you know, Dino, you're a part of dirt racing. You watch this, you live it. That lap car is doing nothing wrong. He is
Randy's holding his
line.
lane. Yep, that's what you want. It's not a move over flag. It's a hold your line flag, and he's doing absolutely nothing wrong. He's running the same exact. And there's the yellow. He's running the same exact line that's what you want him to do. Just run the line so you know where to go.
Yeah, and you know, Dan, I mean, you see him, he pulls there in front of the 56, maybe not happy, but that's just kind of the in-car, you know, your emotions getting the best of you, and when you can get out and actually think about it, you realize, I mean, Randy, that's the move of the race for him. Gets a caution, stays on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm sure he wanted Randy to move over, but, you know, he was already running the inside and just stay in that lane. But I've been there. You get frustrated and you say, why can't you get out of my way? But where's he going to go? He's going to go high, and he's going to go in front of somebody else. So you just hold your lane.
Yes, we're watching the caution right now. Mike Cramner just goes around there as Brandon Dittmer went to his outside, untouched, just lost it, overdrove the entry of turn 1. But, man, oh, man, that puts our booth buddy up into the top 5 here, Dino.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Because you think the front 3 are going to stay in that middle portion of the race, or middle portion of the track, because that's where they're running. You don't want to change a lane where you're comfortable. So you know Isaac and Brandon are going to sail the top, and now you're going to see which lane is going to be here for the last 10 laps.
Yeah, and you know, if this is where, if you're Brandon, you got to do what's got you here. You're in the show right now. You got to stay smooth. You got to just go where the guys in front of you are. And you're going to have 9 to go at Kokomo, and man, that's going to go in a flash here at this place. First person to go up. First person to go up.
Side of family get together.
Oh, and Brandon skirts right around on the outside. The Spider Monkey, the Moors get together again.
Oh, that's going to be a tough table at Thanksgiving.
Oh, and no caution yet. What is going on here?
No.
As Dan McLaren comes around here, we're 7 to go. Cars on the inside. Watch out, Dittmer, if you can hear us.
Oh,
be careful.
Front end.
Oh, man. This is where I'd love to. There we go. Caution is out. Yeah, I'd love to. Man, oh, man. Sometimes I'd love to have that caution button, Dino, and just be able to spam that thing.
It's tough because when the car keeps on moving even a little bit, sometimes iRacing won't throw that yellow. But you know, it seemed like they fixed it with the last build. Everything got a little bit better. But I sat on the back straightaway there in that 358 race. I had to mic up and say, guys, I'm on the back straightaway. And then all of a sudden, as a couple cars went by me, the yellow finally came out.
As we're looking back here at the caution, Brian Moore Sr., he just sends it in a little deep, and then going into 3 and 4, didn't realize that he broke the right front after the first bounce.
Yep.
And, well, took a long time, but the caution did eventually come out. And now, you know, that caution, it came out right before Isaac Salas and Brandon Dittmer got to that finish line, which is huge because we saw Brandon Dittmer have to get on the binders, and he lost P2 to Isaac Salas there for a minute. And now he's back in that second spot here, and plenty of time here, Spider Monkey. 6 laps to go. Can he claw his way around Soupy here as the green flag's back underway?
Brandon's going to go in the middle of the track, and now he's probably going to go right to turn 3 and sail it. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's where he calls home. He's been comfortable
does.
around that outside all night, and Isaac there, he had a little charge, but now you got to think he sees the writing on the wall. Look at that 83.
Brandon, either he's either's going to win or he's going to visit the beer booth.
Yeah,
But I tell you, he's got a good run now.
So we're gonna go on board with the 4 Marty machine here. 3 laps around. Let's follow him. You see big head of steam, the 88 now to the inside. Let's see what it looks like here coming off of 4. Dan gonna go up and shut that door. Oh, Brandon in the wall a little bit through 1 and 2. He's got to be perfect here, Dino.
Yeah, and I think Dan's running a little bit harder. I think there's a teammate behind Brandon, and I think maybe he got a little coaching. Brandon's just keeping on all 4s. I know you can hear me. Get in the Renegades. Oh, look at that. What a race. Good effort.
Dan McLaren.
Good effort.
Holds off a charging 83 who had to go to the back and work his way to the front. But, man, Danny and that 88, that was a good run for him.
Oh, my God. Where is the Renegades? There it is. There it is. Okay.
Man, this was only, I think, 2 cautions there. Maybe 3. These guys behaved. This was a quick show here, Rebels show.
And really, it was just that start was really hairy and stuff. But no, everyone ran well. I mean, it was just racing incidents, and that's all you can ask.
Well, a heck of a run here, Brandon, as we unmute him.
Yep, good run, my friend.
Lap or 2 short, man. You think you could have got that done?
Yeah, I messed up there a lap or 2 after that restart, and I just couldn't recover good enough. Oh, man, that's going to haunt me.
Well, as we...
Yeah, but you didn't visit the beer booth.
I'm about to.
Well, yeah, but you're doing it the right way this time, able to drive that thing home. And I know it's not going to be what you wanted there, Brandon, but that is a hell of a run.
Thank you.
As we're just still waiting on Isaac to climb his way on up into the waiting room.
He probably disappeared or something. Who knows?
There he is. As we got the 5 of Isaac Salas. Isaac, man, 2 for 2 on the podiums. How's it feel? This one seemed like a tough race.
Yeah, this was a fun one, man. Like I said, it's a little bit of a learning curve being in VR now. But Dan ran an awesome race. Dittmer, I thought, was going to take it from him. I was in a way pulling for him, but in a way obviously not. But yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Well, congratulations, Isaac. Man, it seemed like a pretty quick race here. And, if you got the energy left, are we going to see you stay out here for the Renegades?
Oh, no.
Come on. You got to go visit the old guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true, huh?
I got a question, though, Isaac. On that last restart there, you went to the bottom, which I was kind of surprised. Did you talk to Dan in Discord, and he said that's where you got to be, or just a choice you did as you were coming down the front straightaway?
It was kind of just a choice. I know that I had been wrapping the bottom better than most people, and on the restarts, I don't know how it actually looked. I might have been terrible, but I felt like I was getting pretty close to the tires. Getting a good run out of the corner. I probably should have. Went back up to the top right after that first lap and kind of, at least challenging Dittmer there. But yeah, I was just trying to do something different, basically.
Well, congratulations, Isaac, man. I hope we get to see you pull it out here with the Renegades.
You imagine? Oh.
I mean, you got Gramps here rooting for you tonight, so no reason not to stick around.
Nice.
I told you. He's always here, man. It's like clockwork. Probably my biggest fan.
I'm not trucking.
Well,
I know.
Well, great run here, Isaac. Yeah, hit us off that sponsor list, man. I want to hear all about Top Notch Trucking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you want, I can go on a tangent about top-notch trucking, baby. No, I better not. But yeah, like big shout outs to Gramps and top-notch trucking. It's it's been a very fun partnership, to kind of have him on the car and to win so many races with him. But yeah, like thanks to the guys over at Venom Racing, it's good to see Dan get a win. And I know that he's deserved a few here, and he's let some slip through him. So it's good to see him get a win. Yet again, Dean, thank you for the sponsorship. It's always a pleasure, and I'm very, very excited to be there in 3 weeks, and I can't wait to see everybody again. I'm really, really,
Isaac's coming
really
to Super
excited.
Dirt Week. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm bringing Kelsey to Super Dirt Week, and she's gonna get to experience it for the first time. I'm gonna probably just enjoy those like really nice sandwiches that we had when I was there the last time. There's like, oh, I have to. Okay, I'm gonna go on a tangent, but yeah, thanks to you. Thanks to like all the opportunities I've gotten. I've met and talked to some really awesome people throughout that kind of scene. So, yeah, Magnum Race Designs. Tommy Gun Customs for that sprint car. I think that thing's sweet, man. It's like a white lightning. I don't really know what
I
to
got a
call
Tommy
it.
gun on my car right now too.
Yeah, man, Tommy Gun's fun,
Yeah.
man. I love the way that it came out. I love the way yours came out. But yeah, JRB Designs, RSN Trackside, Mission 22, Shaggy TV, baby. Heck yeah. Regency Home Inspections, Coast to Coast. Like there's a lot of work that goes into this, so it's good to see as many people enjoy the seasons as there has been, and the car counts. Good run to you, Brandon. I guess I should say. I guess. thanks for ruining
That's
the
what I
one
love.
too. But yeah, thanks for ruining the one too. But it's fine. But yeah, other than that, like thanks to mom and dad, thanks to Gramps, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. I love them. And then yeah, thanks to Kelsey. I know she's actually getting to watch this one, so she was busy for the first one, but. Tell them patients to stay home. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, congratulations, Isaac. I just watched the Bengals throw a 50-yard touchdown pass against my Commanders. I want to slam my head against the wall.
Oh,
But-
don't spoil it for me. I'm behind you.
Well, I'm the fan here, so this is really
Yeah.
hard for me.
Dude, we
Was
still
it at
need
least
the
two more
Renegades
chase?
broadcasting.
But hey, man, good run here, and like I say, dude, we want you in that Renegade, so you better pull that thing out.
Yeah, I just did. Don't worry.
All right, good luck here, brother.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good run, man.
And Brandon, well, we don't have to pull you up. You're already here, man. An eventful race here. I mean, after that tough opening caution, I mean, did you really think you were going to be able to get back up here to the podium?
If it had stayed green, no. Luckily, I got that caution, but just had to just keep myself level-headed and work my way up as I could. Luckily, got up to 6th, and then after the caution, Preston pitted, so I got that 5th. Just worked my way up from there. Luckily, I'm not saying. Sorry, shouldn't have said luckily, but the Moors got together, opened up that spot for me and Isaac to go around him, and at least lock up the podium.
Yeah, you're a good broadcaster here, because that was my next question. How scary was it going by the Moors there? We saw the gap closing up, man, but you just hammered it down and went to the outside. Were you nervous?
Extremely. I saw flashbacks of the matinee race where I got bodied into the outside wall. But luckily, yeah, just kept on going. Took down Isaac, and so close to getting Dan.
Well, hey, man, congratulations here, Brandon, and we're gonna see you unload here in the Renegades, aren't we?
I'm so proud of you, Brandon. You did 30 laps without climbing a wall. No, you had to climb the wall. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
But that wasn't your fault.
Yeah,
that wasn't your fault.
Well, good run here, Brandon. Congratulations, man. Hopefully you carry that over here into the Renegades, my man.
Thank you very much.
We're going to bring up Soupy Dan McLaren. Sorry about that long wait, Dan. We were having some fun up here with Isaac and Brandon. But, man, you had the most fun tonight here. It got a little hairy at the end, but what's it like having to lead the race, not really knowing what line to go to? I mean, what's that like?
Well, let's just say one more lap, Brandon would have got me. I would have had to change something up, but he was coming, and I'm, it definitely a fun race, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, those are the fun ones, the ones that come down to the wire. And, at the end of the day, you want to be tested a little bit. And Brandon got to you there at the end, but just got in that outside wall a little bit, and you were able to drive away. So, hell of a run,
Yeah,
Dan.
I didn't even know if I wanted to try the wall, because on that first start, went from third to first. I'm like, okay, bottom works. So not coming off the bottom.
Now, you and Isaac were in the same Discord. Did he say anything about Dittmer running the top to you, or no?
No, well, I was just glancing at my mirror here and there, but I told Isaac, I'm like, get to the bottom. It's, I feel like I'm pulling away each lap bit by bit, but those last closing laps, I looked up and I'm like, oh, here comes Dittmer.
Well, hey, heck of a run here, Dan. Congratulations, my man. Who you want to thank?
Just everyone in this league. I've been wanting a Rebels win for a while, so this feels pretty darn good, especially for what we're running for tonight. So deepest condolences to Marty's family and friends. So this win definitely goes to him. I'm sure Dittmer wanted to get Marty's face up on the podium with his face underneath the wing. I thought that was pretty funny. You guys for these awesome broadcasts, Roger and everybody for the league, all the guys over at Venom Racing, J&B Designs, Born to Foam, Spring Foam Insulation, and Marquee Manufacturing.
Well, hey, good run, Dan. We're going to see you pull it out here for the Renegades?
We'll give it a shot. Don't expect much, but we'll go out there and have some fun.
All right. Good luck, brother. We're rooting for you.
Good run, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
And we're going to take a real quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we will be right back with tonight's main event, 35 laps at Kokomo in tonight's Renegade Sprint Car Division, so stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus. So let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for part 3 of Monday Night Madness, sponsored by Flatline Racing Bodies. We got 35 laps here at Kokomo Speedway right now. Jesse Bandy. That's a name, fellas, here we haven't seen at the top of the charts here in a while. That's no shade at Jesse, but I mean, he's been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I wish you would have struggled in that one time you kept me out of Victory Lane at Eldora.
Yes, he's finally, seems like he's starting to get their rhythm back here a little bit. I don't see, do we have, I can't tell who that is. Do we have a Stephen Goldner sighting? Or is that just Barry?
No, we have Steven and Barry. Steven's in. He hasn't taken a lap yet.
Okay, because I remember...
But he is in.
I remember Steven last week, he didn't make the show at USA, so...
I got a story behind the scenes on that one, but I won't deluge.
Fair enough, fair enough. Here's qualifying, gets ready to roll, and right now Patrick Spangler is at the top of the points lead after 2 races by 20 points over Jesse Atkinson and 22 points over a man up here with us this evening, Dean Reynolds here. He's in the top 3, but right now we're watching. We're going to switch over to Jack Hitt here, lap number 1 in qualifying. There's the bottom in 1 and 2. Going to go right back to the bottom in 3 and 4. So this is what we saw in qualifying here for the Rebels. That's what we're going to see in qualifying here. But now the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, he's at the top of the charts, and he's doing the outside here. So Patrick Spangler a little slower on lap number 2, but not a lot. Almost identical laps. Jack Hitt P2. So Isaac Salas to the top of the charts, and we're seeing him run the bottom. So any line works here. Pretty much driver's choice right now. Jesse Bandy moves up to P2. Blake Chapman, lap number 1. Gonna lap number 2 here, rolls the bottom through 3 and 4. Does he find time? He does, moves up to P2. Man, I'm gonna have to ask Dino and Brandon here whenever they're done, but because on our system it says they ran an identical lap. I'd love to know the difference between Salas and Chapman. Here's Brandon Dittmer, purple through sector 1.
Blake was 2 1,000 slower than Isaac.
Okay, Brandon,
064 to 066.
I don't know what
nice
you
run.
found in turn 1 and 2, Brandon, but you were quicker than everybody else out there.
Yeah, I just kind of sent it in on the bottom, seeing what would stick. It didn't do bad. I thought I had a little more wheel spin
Purple.
than I would have liked, but I guess it stuck. So
yeah, the timer don't lie, man. Purple through sector 1 and 2. That was quick.
Barely made the invert.
sneak
you
in there,
did.
Dean.
E12.
Yes, I
I stuck
did.
in the last spot.
Woohoo!
Here is Heat Race number 1, sponsored by Gambler Motorsports. Is about to get underway. Cars getting on the field. Looks like we got Brandon in this one. Starting on the pole, we've got the 51 of Shorty, John Short, and his outside the 29 of Steven Stewart. Inside of row number 2, the 83, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, and his outside slide job, Isaac Salas. Inside of row number 2, row number 3, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, and his outside in the 88, your Rebels winner, Dan McLaren. Rounding out the field in row number 4, the 30 of Stephen Goldner, and to his outside in the 270, Chad Griggs.
Well,
Chad
Dittmer,
Griggs,
did you
get
see?
the grid.
You see what's ahead of you there? Shorty got an EOL.
Yes, I'm getting an early Christmas present.
Yes, you are.
Oh. As good luck, Brandon. We'll give you the mute here after you say your final goodbyes, but man, you got to feel good here about starting on the front row.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I didn't feel comfortable on the top side there in qualifying, so it might just be a bottom day for me. We'll see what happens.
Well, good luck here, Brandon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought Dino, I thought he was going to go the other way with that and say my lead-in made him feel uncomfortable. That's
Well, it's going to be interesting because I actually ran the bottom myself. But you said a lot of guys had some good laps up top. I didn't want to run up top because if you just nick the wall, you lose your time. So that's why I went in the bottom and thinking the bottom was going to hang on, and it just barely did for me.
Yeah, this is bouncing back and forth. This is literally one of the most even qualifying sessions I've seen. Top and bottom. Chad Griggs does finally make the call. He did not have a lot of time left.
No, and he had a heat EOL coming as well, so that's why he didn't take any time in the qualifying. Although I don't know if he realizes, even though you get a heat EOL, if you time fastest, you still get your points. You still get your 5 points. Then they just issued a heat EOL, so I don't know if he understood that.
Yeah,
because he didn't take any time.
And we have seen, Dean, how many times have we seen this league come down to Blake Chapman and Patrick Spangler for a 2-point margin? You know, we see it yearly.
We talked to Blake, and I go, do you concentrate on 0Xs? Because Blake has a lot of races that are 0Xs, and when you get a 2X, that's a 5-point swing. You lose the 3-point bonus, and you get a -2.
Yep, you're exactly right. And well, the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. The 83, the Spider Monkey, brings us to the green flag. Got a mirror full of that 30. Stephen Goldner, as he tries to follow him on by, but look at that top shelf. Steven Stewart in the 29, trying to make that thing sing, and he does. He's up into the lead early.
Oh, Steven got a good run on the outside.
Yeah, and look at the 88, Soupy, down there doing what he did in the B feature, just hooking it up on the bottom, rolling. He's up 2 spots already, started 6th. He's watching the 83 and Stephen Goldner fight, but that wasn't much of a fight here. Stephen Goldner took that line he wanted, and well, now he's in the wall in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's when you see Steven abandon the top, it must be really tricky up there because he does feel more comfortable up there.
Yeah, you know, big payoff on the high side, especially there you see coming out of 2, but you got to hit it right. It's just so difficult that maybe not worth it for some of these drivers, and Stephen Goldner saying it's not worth it in 3 and 4. He's going to run that bottom line. But Chad Griggs up to 5th here, able to just get around Isaac Salas. Isaac, man, we saw he had a lot of success there in the Rebels, but man, he's fighting that race car right now.
I think the track's got everyone confused, except for Steven Stewart.
Yeah, you're darn right. Half a lap here to go as white flag flew when they went around. Steven Stewart, final time through 3 and 4. He's going to get the checkers in heat race number 1. followed by Stephen Goldner, Brandon Dittmer, Dan McLaren, and Chad Griggs. Isaac Salas, John Short, and Jeff Barker round out the field. Steven Stewart, man, you talked about it early. I think you asked Isaac how important that heat race is. Well,
Yes. Yep.
that's a big
Even
deal.
though there's 35 laps here, you got a little bit more time to work. But I tell you what, though, I'd rather start in front of these Renegade guys than start behind them.
Well, go ahead. Every time I forget how hard Marty's job is. Brandon, you're finally unmuted. My apologies.
I hear you. I don't think I said anything.
That track looks like you just don't know where to run, isn't it, Brandon? It looks really weird.
Yeah, it's impossible to figure out, and figuring it out on the fly is not the greatest time to do it. I tried the bottom, I tried the middle, I tried the top. I didn't feel comfortable anywhere.
I'll tell you what. Look at this heat race. If anybody can figure out this track, man, these guys are gonna have to figure it out because we got the Macho Man Tyler Wilson rolling off on the inside of row number 1. Is outside. The Gentleman Jack Hitt inside of row number 2. The high side banger Patrick Spangler, and is outside. The Salesman Blake Chapman. Terry Landis, the Desert Demon, rolls off on the inside of row number 3 and is outside. Preston Cramner and Barry Goldner in the 36 rounds out the field.
A little bit of a role reversal in row 2 there. Patrick inside and Blake outside.
Yeah, they'd be happy to swap positions too, I think, if you ask them. But the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 8 laps here, heat race number 2. High side banger hooking up on that low side. They're able to get around the Macho Man, trying to fight off Jack Hitt, but Jack Hitt with a head of steam on the high side.
3-4 wide going after 1 and 2.
Oh, man, Terry and Blake side by side, not giving anybody each other room, and, man, they're teammates.
Well, Terry got a little sideways coming off, too, but still staying in it.
Yeah, he really looked good there on the entry, but paid for it, you said. He got loose there on the exit. Looks good here, too. If he can hook it up, look at the Desert Demon. Up to P2. Who had Terry up here fighting for the lead with these guys?
Well, whenever there's a bottom groove, you can never count out Terry, because I still bring it up. Remember when he won the Renegades at Port Royal? They got all burned off on the top, and here he goes on the bottom, passing everybody.
Yeah, 3 more times around here. Blake Chapman finally getting into a rhythm, and he's doing it up where Patrick normally does it. Patrick running the middle in front of him. He better look up in that rearview mirror because there's a young kid burning down that high side. Battle for the lead, 2 to go.
Oh, there they switch spots. Oh, Landis goes around in turn 3.
Tough break for Terry Landis, but battle is on up front. Blake Chapman to the bottom. White flag in the air. Final time going down the backstretch. He's going to look to the bottom in 3 and 4. The high side bangers. Got to run on the high side, and he's going to hold off here in heat race number 2.
Go wrecking 4.
Keep on going, Barry. There you go.
Hit.
Oh,
wow.
Man. We're going to have to go back and see if we can catch that here real quick. You said Jack Hitt. Oh, yeah, Jack Hitt and Terry Landis here. Oh, and then the replay cuts off. Gosh darn it. Well, we're back live. My software doesn't allow me to go between sessions, so we're just going to have to deal with the Spider Monkey's great description of that. But heat race number 3, Dino finds himself on the pole into his outside. Ross the Boss Carina inside of row number 2. Jesse Atkinson into his outside. Jesse Bandy inside of row number 2. JJ the Jet Plane Odell into his outside. Bob DeGood. Randy Shreves. No grid here, but he was supposed to round out heat race number 3. Dino, good luck.
I'm going to do a wheelie on the backstretch here.
We're going to watch it. Oh, man. Calls his shot and aces it.
Peep Jesse Atkinson's new scheme.
All right, let's go
That's
check
a
out
thing of beauty.
Let's go check out the Pink Panthers. We do have Dino muted now, so Dino, if you're trying to say anything, don't hate me. We can't hate it. Yeah, that thing. Wow, that does look good. I don't even know what you'd call the red like shapes on the side, but I really dig them. Almost looks like flames. Here's the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 3 underway. 8 laps to get it done. Dino leads us to the green flag. He goes to that high side right away, Brandon. Whoa!
Ooh, yeah, Jesse tries to go to the bottom. Him and Patrick probably talking, trying to get a gear settled in, but he unfortunately just could not make it work.
And they're 4 wide here as they enter 1 and 2. My gosh! Jesse Bandy, though, probably comes out the worst so far. Started 4th, back to 6th here. Jesse, after a great qualifying effort, struggling here in heat race number 3.
I think he's been watching me race too much, having terrible luck in heats, but here comes Jesse Atkinson for 2nd place on Coretta.
Oh, yeah, the boss had to get on the binders there as you saw that thing seize up, and I think he's going to feed him a little back here. Never mind, he's going to keep it on the bottom shelf.
Say Ross is too good of a racer to throw a unwarranted slide job back like that, so he's going to settle back in and we'll go to work.
Yeah, but, I mean, Brandon, as much as I don't want to encourage it, you know as well as I do, where you finish in the heat race, man, that's everything. Every spot here is 3 spots in the feature, so you don't want to let one slip away from you here.
While that might be true, giving up 3 spots is better than giving up 18.
Amen, brother, amen. As the white flag is in the air, final time around. Only battle on track right now is Bob DeGood. Jesse Bandy trying to work to his inside, but final time through 3 and 4. Dino gets it done. Jesse Atkinson, the Pink Panther, P2. Ross the Boss, 3rd, and Bob DeGood, 4th. I believe that should be the final heat race there, that Mauer Farm Management heat race number 3. It is. We're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we'll be right back after this short break. We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. 30 seconds left here in warm-ups. As you got the camera parked on the outside of turn 2 right now. Isaac's rolling by. Let's see who we got here. Shorty comes up and gives us an up-close view.
Here we go.
Dino, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Man,
Chicks dig old guys that run the top.
Yeah, there we go. That looked good.
Right, Megan?
Here he comes again. Look at him right against that wall. Isaac following you. That was a good shot there. It's warm-ups get ready to come to an end here. Steven Stewart at the top of the charts. John Short 2nd. Patrick Spangler 3rd. The Spider Monkey fourth, and Jesse Bandy rounds out the top 5. As before I run down this grid here, who do you guys got? I'll let you give off your picks here. You go first, Brandon. Dino went first last time.
Oh boy. There's a lot of good names. But one guy that I know is really tough that I ran against in the Rebels, Steven Stewart.
Good pick. Good pick, Dino.
I want to hear Galen's Gourmet Popcorn, 15% off, CART, delicious popcorn.
All right, that's who I was going to take, but now I'm going to... You know what? I mean, how can I not take Patrick Spangler outside front row? Got to take the high side banger here, but good luck, gentlemen. I'm going to throw your mics on mute. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We got those guys muted here. Keep them out of trouble, and we'll read off the RSN trackside starting lineup for tonight's 35-lap feature event sponsored by Flatline Racing Bodies. Starting on the pole, the 29 is Steven Stewart. Into his outside, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Dino rolls off on the inside of row number 2. Into his outside, Stephen Goldner. The salesman rolls off on the inside of row number 3. Into his outside, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. The Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, rolls off on the inside of row number 4. Into his outside, the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson. Ross the Boss rolls off P9. Into his outside, Dan McLaren. Preston Cramner rolls off P11 into his outside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Chad Griggs rolls off on the inside of row number 7 into his outside, Barry Goldner. Jesse Bandy rolls off on the inside of row number 8 into his outside, Isaac Salas. The rest of the field, Jack Hitt, J.J. Odell, John Short, Terry Landis, Randy Shreves, and the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. Let's go play in the clay at Kokomo Speedway. 35 laps as Steven Stewart leads us to the green flag. The 29 of the Steven Stewart feels the pressure early from the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, as he's burning down the top shelf. New leader after 1 lap. The high side banger has it at the line. Blake Chapman looks in the basement here as he moves on up to P3, up 2 spots early as the caution is gonna fly here. Not too sure who's involved just yet. I believe I'm seeing Stephen Goldner in the 30. Let's go up to that Chapman Racing drone camera. Stephen Goldner, that blue 30. Behind the 79 of Dean Reynolds right now. Takes a peek to the inside. Gets a little kiss there. Not too sure who that was. Was that the... Having a tough time. Was that Jesse Atkinson? Yes, it was. Jesse Atkinson. I don't think we're going to go on board with Jesse here. There's not too much the Pink Panther could do here. Note to self, you're going to get involved in another wreck. Well, he should have read that, enter in the corner. You see him get on the binders. He did not try to get into Steven. Wasn't left with much room. And, well, that's going to happen here. Is small racetrack, fighting for all the little bit of room you can here. And the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, watches the Steve King Foundation pace truck pull off. And he gets ready to bring us back to the green flag. Single file here. Green flag is high. It's ready to fly. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler, brings us back to racing. Whoa, 3 wide. There is Blake Chapman. He looks under Steven Stewart in the 29. Blake Chapman, he wants to sell you some popcorn later. He needs to finish on that podium. And the higher on the podium, the more popcorn he gets. And the caution is out once again. Not enough time for the salesman to make a move. Here's the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, and Bob DeGood involved in an accident. Tyler Wilson in the 42 gets a little sideways, gets loose, comes down. Bob DeGood was there, and hard contact in front of the starter stand. Oh, he gets hit by Isaac Salas. Tyler Wilson does, and Manny ends up on the lid. Tough break for the Macho Man. Let's take a look here. Bob DeGood getting back out on the track, we see here. Gonna keep this thing parked here. We watch the field roll by one more time. We're gonna watch and see. These lights should be off. Lights are off, so we're gonna go back racing here. Yes, we are double file. As the 39 brings us back to the green flag. Second restart here. Not a lot of laps gotten in. And oh, big wreck. Dino goes around. Caution flies once again. We're going to have to go back and figure out what happened here. I believe Dino and Jesse Atkinson get together somehow. Not too sure how. Go to the Chapman Racing drone camera. Dean there. Car in front of him, Steven Stewart, doesn't really get going, misses the restart. Dean is holding his line here. Jesse probably doesn't realize they're 3 wide. Dean hard into the outside wall. And I mean, let the mayhem ensue. Jesse Atkinson, Chad Griggs, Jack Hitt. My, oh my. On board with Chad Griggs here. Let's see what he saw. Chad Griggs right now, he's getting a good view of Marty's face on the underside of Dittmer's wing. He thinks he's going to make it. He thinks he's going to make it. Nowhere to go. Just slides up. Chad Griggs around 360. Oh, Jack hit. It's nice to meet you, Jack. And the caution waves once again here in a place called Kokomo, and the green flag waves once again here in a place called Kokomo as we are back underway. Patrick Spengler with a great jump over Blake Chapman. Blake Chapman feeling some pressure behind him, but Steven Stewart gets a little loose. Able to keep it straight here, but he's going to lose a lot of spots here. He started this thing in first place. Down to 7th is that 29 of Steven Stewart. Blake Chapman getting back into a rhythm here, trying to eat into that lead. But the high side banger, man, he is doing exactly that, banging down that high side. I think if you're Blake, exactly right. Go down to that bottom, save that right rear, hope for some more cautions. Let's go to, oh, look at John Short. Up to 15th. Shorty started up to 5th, excuse me. Shorty started 19th as the caution waves once again here at Kokomo. Isaac Salas, I believe, involved in that 5. Let's see what happens here. Throws, looking like he's going to try to throw a slider. No, he keeps that on the bottom. Let's go to this aerial cam to see. We'll get a little better view here. So Chad comes down the track, I believe. Isaac's there, gets into Goldner. Oh, Dino, that's probably going to end his race. If that damage is bad. Tough break. Maybe not. Maybe the damage is okay. It looks like Dino's still out there. And actually looking at it, it doesn't look too bad here, I don't think. So, benefit of maybe a little net code here. Yeah, everything looks straight on that, even the front wings. I have to see here is lights go off on the pace truck, and we'll go back green this time. 4 cautions so far. Got 24 to go here when we take the green flag. The 39 of Patrick Spangler. Gonna rip that high side here on the restart as we're back underway. Blake Chapman, the first car to go down and test that basement. I mean, it's where the kid's comfortable. Contact back there between Dan McLaren. Dan is broken there in the 88, as we see. Trying to nurse that thing around. Not sure if he's going to be able to get it down into the infield. He is trying. Dan in the 88 able to get it downstairs. We will have to go back at some point and try to take a look at that. It's not going to be right now because Battle is heating up for second. Jesse Bandy, after that tough heat race, up 13 spots now, up the P2. Him and John Short right behind Blake Chapman, man. They are on the move. I don't know what lit the fuse on their rocket, but they are rolling here as Jesse Bandy has already walked away from Blake Chapman by almost a second here. He's got his sights set on that 39. He's ready to go hunting. See if we can't bring up that 5-lap average for you guys. And actually, you know, a lot of that's visual here. The times don't lie. Patrick Spangler has been the fastest car on track as we watch the times come in. Blake Chapman a little faster the previous lap there. As there, him and John Short rotating. Blake Chapman now that he's decided to really turn it on. Oh, wreck in front of him. How did he miss the Desert Demon Terry Landis? And they keep on rolling. I mean, we got to go look at this real quick here just to see what happened, because, I mean, we got to see Blake just fitted on the outside here. Terry gets into the tires, bounces off Barry Golder. Oh, Blake! Blake Chapman, man, he had to put the bike helmet on there. That was scary. It's Jesse Bandy now. He's starting to struggle a little bit. Maybe you wonder if he'd burn up his stuff trying to move on up. Because, I mean, 3-second gap almost now to Blake. There's John Short right behind him. Steven Goldner back here in 8th as we see Terry Landis pull down 3 wide. Steven Goldner in the basement through 3 and 4. Gotta crack that throttle, though, to get back up in line as he's not able to get around Ross or Tyler Wilson right now. Ross throws a slider. Tyler's looking to come back. Tyler's got to keep it there in that middle groove as caution is out. Thinking maybe Jack hit here on this one. The gentleman in some trouble. See if we can see what happened to that white 217. Car in the wall in front of him of Brandon Dittmer. Brandon comes down. Nowhere for Jack hit to go. As Brandon Dittmer pulls down pit road. Have to see if maybe he's calling it a night here. Or if he's maybe going to get the chance to pull it back out here. Brandon, is that going to be the night for you?
Yeah, it's going to be off for me. My wheelbase came off my desk.
Oh, man, that is no fun there. But Brandon, your loss is my gain here. Now I have a partner for these final 9 laps.
I got to figure out something new with this. My last one never came off. This one comes off like 3 times in a week.
As the green flag is out 10 more times around the high side banger. Leads us back to the green flag, but remember, he had that 1.8 second lead. That is gone. Blake Chapman is right there on the tail tank of the 39. One mistake for the high side banger, and we may have a new leader. Everyone committed to the top side right now through 3 and 4, at least in the top 5 here, but Blake Chapman seems to just have that little more oomph right now as he slowly reels in the 39. Runs a little lower here in 3 and 4 and finds tack, but there gets a little sideways as he tries to goose it up and get in line behind the 39.
Yeah, he's trying that kind of runoff on the corner, and he's getting all 4 tires in that tackiness right on the bottom side of that.
Here it comes, Brandon. Slide
Huge
job.
slider, but Patrick's going to slam right back by him.
Yeah, and this brings that 49 of Jesse Bandy into the fold here. If these guys keep battling like this, we're going to have a 3-car battle soon here, and here they come up on lap traffic's Barry Goldner.
Yeah, and it looks like the lap traffic is kind of keeping towards the bottom, kind of saying to ourselves, so...
Here we go, here we go!
No! Oh, no! Oh, big wreck!
Oh, no! Man. And that's one where I know, you know, we want to so quick to blame. We don't want to throw blame on Blake here because, well, he's battling for the lead. But We talked about it in the previous race. That lap car, man, you don't owe these guys nothing. And right now, Barry Goldner, let's take a look here. No, I mean, he does come up a little bit, but I mean, Blake's making that big move, that big dive for the slider, and just wasn't necessarily clear yet. And I mean, we're seeing who right there: Bandy, Chapman, Short. So many cars involved in this one, Brandon.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate for all parties. I know Patrick is if he wins, he ain't gonna like winning this way. But you know, at this point, I don't know what else to tell him. That's just the result of the beast. I
look at Stephen Goldner.
Goldner, I did see without a wing up there. That is going to be an interesting little experiment that he is going to try to pull off.
Last game of the year, Brent. Can't hold anything back now.
Thanks, Cotton.
But man, the pace truck pulls off here. We're gonna glue ourselves here to that 30 for at least this first lap. But the high side banger brings us back to the green flag. 3 more circuits around here at Kokomo Speedway. Steven doing his best to hold off those guys, man. But that thing, boy, that's got to be a handful. Is 2 more times around. Patrick Spangler seems to have this thing under wraps here, Brandon.
This has got to be the only track that Stephen Goldner can pull this off on. Holy cow. But watch out for Dean Reynolds and Ross Carrera.
Oh, man. Yeah, here they come as the battle up front. Patrick Spangler, he is gone. He is off to the race's final time through 3 and 4. The high side banger wins at Kokomo. Who gets the final step of the podium? Tyler Wilson. Ross Carrera for Dino gets the top 5 at the end. Just edging out the wingless sprint of Stephen Goldner. We're going to unmute Dino here. Dino, man, hell of a run there to get into the top 5. How was that?
Well, we didn't know where to go with Goldner there and everything, and I'm trying to maybe Snooker Wilson to go underneath both of them, and here comes Ross, and that's why they call him the boss. But that was fun, I guess. Oh.
Yes, you know, what was it like looking up and seeing that 30 to your outside without a wing on that thing?
Well, I didn't know where to go, and I was hoping actually he would go down low so me and Tyler can go on the outside, and then he kept on going on the outside, and I said, well, but I can't believe how well he did. I mic'd up and said, that's the drive of the year, Goldner.
Yeah, I think that's almost the case of he couldn't give up that top because he just had to sling it in there and drive it with the throttle to try to keep up that speed.
You know, if you're in the points, there's no rules, so you got to do it.
Yep, and Steven,
you got to do it.
Able to throw the cojones out the side of the car here and get that thing done. But Jeff Barker, your hard charger here tonight, he brought home 9th, up 13 spots. So good run for the Brewerton Beast as we give these guys I guess everybody is up in here. So let's bring up Tyler Wilson, our 3rd place finisher.
I got to ask him.
Hey, Macho Man. Tyler Wilson, what's going on? I think Dino's got a question for you here.
What were you thinking when you saw the wingless USAC sprint in front of you?
Well, you know, normally I'd be like, man, I got to steer clear of that. But it's Goldner. I was like, he'll be fine. And then getting into one, maybe he didn't know his wing was missing or something. And I was like, oh, boy. And then hell, he raced me for a lap and a half or something. Like I wasn't that much faster than he was. So honestly, he did a pretty solid job.
I think he did. I was just saying, when you're in for points, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And you heard me mic up. I said the drive of the year right there. But a good run by you, man. Good run. We got through the accidents and got through the little bit of the carnage there. And great run, man.
Yeah, I got lucky. I guess I got lucky if that's how you want to put it. I got lucky. Got into an early caution, which kind of kept me out of some of the chaos that happened thereafter. And I kind of just got lucky. I actually about 40 seconds before the feature was supposed to start, we were discussing fuel, and I was like, oh, it's got 21 gallons in this. What are you guys running? And they're like, 21 gallons? That's not right. Something's not right. So all I had time to do was change gear and change fuel, and I ran the Knoxville setup tonight just as is because I was out of time to load in. So I guess I'll take a Kokomo podium with a Knoxville set. That was just mostly luck of surviving, but I'm going to tell it like a whole different story. Like I drove through the field with a Knoxville set.
Now, was it that you hit the wrong K? Is that why?
I'm pretty sure. Just when I was loading, sets into the folder, I think I just, probably picked the alphabetical one right above it and just screwed it up. Just my own damn fault, but you'll have that.
Hey, Shaggy, it's your show. Why don't you continue to answer some
No, hey
questions?
man, I loved it. You were doing a great job, and with that,
Because I just wanted to see what he thought with that wingless car in front of us. That's all.
no, yeah, and I mean Tyler, that just shows you run a Knoxville setup. I mean that's the wheelman in that thing, able to get a podium finish with this field of drivers. That's a hell of a run, Tyler. Who you want to thank?
Oh, just all the fellows over at TWR. Kind of unfortunate for Atkinson there to get involved in that wreck because I think the lap times he was turning, he was probably every bit as fast as the leaders up there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Patrick kind of doing what he does, leading and bringing home another checkers. And obviously, my thoughts are out there with Marty. I kind of heard that news today, and that is unfortunate. So, thoughts and prayers and stuff are with him. And, just kind of thanks to everybody here at Coast to Coast who puts this on.
Well, hey, good run, Tyler, man. Looking forward to a big season here from the Macho Man. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we'll bring up Steven Stewart here. Steven in the 29 here. He had an up and down race. Steven, I want to ask you a little bit about that. Seemed to struggle early on there. You fell back to about 7th or 8th, man, but then you drove yourself up through the field. What'd you find there about halfway?
Well, I don't know if it's the way this track generates this season or what, but it seemed like that top got slick fast. And I ran the middle in the heat. I thought I found some gold there, and I did. And so I figured I'd try that in the feature and was trying to kind of respect lines starting on the bottom. I didn't really get to get up in the middle like I wanted to. And then I tried to get up top with Patrick. I didn't run as high as he was, and I think I just got up in that greasy, and boy, I about got some people. I honestly thought my race was over. I spun almost 180 degrees around, got it back corrected, and drove out of it somehow. And
yeah, we saw you get loose out of 3 and 4. That was a hell of a save, man.
dude, I didn't think it was happening. I definitely thought the race was over. And I got focused back up again. I was like, I'm not leaving that middle. If I run anything, it'll be lower the middle. And started catching up with them boys. That caution got thrown, and then we were talking. I don't know what. I don't know if a lapper got into the tires on the bottom or what, but he kind of backed it into the top 3 there, and just barely missed Patrick, but got the other 2. I think I got a stroke of luck there at the end.
Well, hey, man, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and you end up on the middle step of the podium. Great points run tonight, Steven. Who you want to thank?
Always got to thank Taylor Wineland with 25 Enterprise. I just talked to him. I think these Kokomo sets are going to be lethal whenever we get to Kokomo. Victory Fuel used Stewart 29 to save 10%. Phenom Motorsports on Instagram. I'm trying to think. It's been a minute since I talked to you guys. Desede Designs. You guys for putting on a great broadcast, coast to coast. I put a big message out or semi-message. You guys as a community have been unreal. Really, I haven't seen anyone across the games I've played competitively. I haven't met a community like this. So shout out to everyone that is involved. This is the best racing series, hands down, I think.
Well, definitely a big family here, Steven, and congratulations on the P2, man. This class of drivers here, that's no slouch. That's a good run, man. Look forward to talking to you the rest of the season here.
Yeah, if I can, the future class is looking stacked up too. You guys are getting a big influx of good drivers coming in that have to make it through the Rebels, so it's only going to get harder.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm up here and not down there, that's for sure. But great run tonight, Steven.
Good run,
Thanks,
Steven.
boys. Thank you.
And with that, here we go. A man who, I mean, he's no slouch. He's up here quite often. But Patrick, I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna say it right away. I think we were robbed a little bit there, and not all lap cars' fault there. That's got to go on Blake when you go back and look at that too. That's on him. But man, what was that like throwing those sliders with Blake? How much fun was that?
It was a ton of fun. I was pretty heated though because of the admin caution that came out earlier. But yeah, that was fun with Blake.
Oh, you mean the one when you had a 2.5 second lead?
Oh and then there was no wreck on the track. Yeah, that was pretty. I was heated there. But yeah, that was a fun race. Got robbed of. I don't know what happened. The caution came out, and second through fifth were wrecked. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was a fun race there. I was definitely losing my right rear at the end, so I was glad I was able to hold on to that one.
Yeah, well, how much right rear did you have left? Because I mean, walking out to that big lead, were you saving it all, or were you just hoping it stayed green?
No, because I've tried saving before, like at the Nationals and a couple other tracks, and I just lose the race when I try saving. So I just let it go, let it eat, and then it cost me a couple races having no tire. I've had to check, but I haven't had a week where I had over 50% yet. So
Oh man.
I would say, yeah, she was probably pretty well used. Yeah, it was fun though.
Well, hey, hell of a job tonight in that 39. Able to bring home a win, and we know you do the points for us. You got an eye on that. You gotta like what you're seeing here 3 weeks into the season, my man.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been cool to have three in a row, but Jesse got the one last week, so I'll take three podiums. And gotta say, brought the car just because I had Marty on it tonight. Huge shout out to Marty, and just prayers out to his family. Devastating news they got. So glad to see two of he got made victory lane twice tonight. So
Yeah, it's cool.
and and he got podium in the Rebels with on Brandon's car. So that's cool. Yeah, it was a fun race.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. I mean, I know our heart goes out to Marty for sure. Every one of us are thinking about him. But Patrick, you got a lot of other sponsors on that car, man. Who you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, there's D-Dex Sim Designs for this design. Train Wheels Racing, Dad Uncle back home watching. Tyler with a good run coming back up in the back, and Jesse he was turning fast with ups to me at the end, but he was a lap down, just got caught in one of the wrecks. So heartbreaking for him, but yeah, just all around good night with Brandon getting second in the Rebels too. So hopefully we can carry the momentum into next week.
Well, great run, Patrick. Your points leader, man. Looking forward to talking to you again next week, man.
Thanks.
And the 39 gets it done. And with that, we'll do a couple final words here. Brandon, what do you got to say, man? How'd you feel about the racing tonight?
Oh, the racing was pretty good. There at the end, kind of got a little bit of two lane, kind of made it a little bit interesting. So I'd say overall pretty good for little old Kokomo.
Dino?
Well, being a little selfish, I'm glad I got fifth after that deal there. I just watched the replay, and I don't know if Steven thought it was still one to go or what, but he didn't go at all, and I had to lag back to make sure I didn't get a black flag. And yeah, Jesse had nowhere to go, but I'm glad it came back through and got fifth. And I just messaged Carenta. I go, how the heck did we not touch there at the end when we're all trying to get around Goldner? So a lot of fun on the racetrack, and but Patrick said the best. Hopefully Marty gets to watch this if he didn't watch it live to see his cars all on the podiums. All three races had a Marty car on the podium. So brother, we're thinking of you, the booth boys here. If you need anything, just give us a shout, and we hope you had a little chance to smile tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple tough days, but we're thinking of you, man.
Yeah, and just to follow up on that, I mean, huge shout out here to the sponsors: Regency Home Inspections, Malcolm Mills Mill Writings, Flatline Racing Bodies. But tonight at the end of the day, it is all about the Sakala family. We're here for you, Marty. We're not blood brothers, but man, we all love you, and consider everyone in that Booth Boys chat your brother, because we're all here for you. If you need anything, reach out. Don't feel ashamed. And with that, here, I'm gonna sign off on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. Thanks to Brandon Dittmer, the Spider Monkey, and Dino for joining me here in the booth tonight. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And with that, we're going to sign off here, but make sure to join me tomorrow here for retreads on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We'll kick off around 7 Eastern, so hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. Take it easy.
Peace.